I see it on the monitor. Okay, it doesn't know what to do. Went right to BIOS. That's cool. Okay. I'll end this video here. I'm thinking about making a part 2. Hey there folks, BRB Tech Talk here. This is part 2 of the motherboard swap for this machine here. I've run into some weird issue with it, so I'm going to try and troubleshoot it. I've been trying to put Linux Mint 20 on this, and it doesn't matter what hard drive I use. I've got an M.2 drive in here now that I know is good. I've imaged it before, whatever. I've worked with it before. I've tried to use this Kingston 120 gigabit drive, Gigabyte drive, and I know this is a good drive. I've imaged this before. I've seen this before working, so I know this is a good drive. And I have another SSD drive, Kingston as well. That's a 240 gig drive, and I can't get that to image either. I keep getting an error saying that my drive is too hot. My CD-ROM drive is too hot, and I'm using a USB to put the image on. So I've tried different USB ports, I've tried different things, and it's just fighting me. So I'm going to try putting this an image on this and see if I can replicate that error. I was trying off camera, and I basically just gave up on it. This is the error I've been getting. So following file did not match its source copy on the CD DVD. Target LibreOffice program. So this is often due to a faulty CD DVD disc or a faulty hard disk. It may help to clean the CD DVD or to burn the DVD. So is that a possibility that my USB drive has errors on it? It is a possibility, but highly unlikely. I've tried different media. I've got more than one of these. I've got other operating systems. I've got the Linux Mint Debian edition. I tried that. I get a similar error, but it seems to think that there's something wrong with the DVD that I'm using, and I'm not using a DVD. I don't even have a DVD driver in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the USB drive out of the front panel in case that panel has got something wrong with it. I'm going to plug it in directly in the back. See how long it goes before the error comes up. Oh, it's copying files. It's not saying anything about my media being too hot yet. But I've also taken it to the point where it'll sit here for days when it's, there we go, did not match. Faulty CD, DVD disk or drive, or a faulty hard disk. It may help to clean, to burn the DVD at a lower speed, clean the DVD. So it thinks it's having a hard time read from a DVD when I'm not using DVD. I'm plugged into the back, or to move the system to a cooler environment. So get the same error. Okay, I'll bring you guys back. When the screen changes, this could take a while. It's taking forever. I'll bring you back when it gets to the right screen. So it's been sitting on this screen for almost an hour and hasn't progressed at all. And it says creating ext4 file system in partition number 5 of SCSI or 1.6. So I've installed this operating system multiple times, and I know how long it should take and what it should progress to. It'll sit here, I can leave it here overnight and it won't get past this point. So I'm baffled. I know the hard drive is okay. It's not having a hard time writing to the drive, but I'm at a loss for what's going on with this. There is a possibility that USB drive I have that I'm using to boot from, it might have corrupt installation files. That is entirely possible, but I've used that to install the operating system on different machines several times and it's worked. But that's not saying that it can't become corrupt. It very well could be. But I'm really at a loss to why the operating system will not install on this particular machine. Hey, the struggle's been real. I've managed to finally get this image to boot. It laid down the image on the, I think the other motherboard was stopping this from booting. I've got a couple of splash screens here that I use. That first one was Grub. It's a system failure. I do that with all mine. And this is my login screen. My computers are all named after Marvel characters, and my domain is Deadpool. So I use, this is the splash screen for when you log in. And then as we progress to the desktop, and you can see Iron Man is on there. And then in a couple of seconds, the system monitoring program called Conky is going to show up. It's got a 20-second delay just to let everything come up and settle down. And then we'll see a panel on the right and the date and the time. So the panel on the right, that's CMOD. That's it can have it with or without the rings. There's a bit of coding that needs to be done. It's just text coding, but you kind of have to know your attributes and what to put in there. We're just going to wait a second here. Well, you won't wait for any time at all because I'm going to just cut this in post. But there's graphs for the hard drive use, the RAM use, and the network use, and the hard drives. You'll see, it'll come up here. So I'm just going to shut up, let this run until you can see the color combinations. As you can see here, the colors transition from a yellow to a red as they progress across the screen, and that is due to coding. I looked it up. I got different colors for different themes for different desktops. I got 3 machines that I have running all the time for different things. This is basically my RAID 10 machine, and I keep the machine themes going. I like to mess around with changing themes and making things look cool when they boot up and whatnot, but that's just me. So it's been an ongoing saga trying to get this thing up and running. That first motherboard I was trying, for whatever reason, it just would not let me put an image down. I don't understand what's going on with it. There must be a component in there because it kept telling me every time I use a USB it told me that it was the CD-ROM was too hot. I'm not using a CD-ROM, I'm using a USB stick, and I've tried that USB stick on other machines. Seems to work. So anyways, I don't have a good answer, but I haven't entirely finished this little project yet. What I'm going to do is I've got a removable SATA port on this machine that's running behind me. I'm going to image a machine using this motherboard, because I've got another one exactly like it that I bought off of eBay. And when I bought it, they said they didn't know the condition of it. It was an unknown condition. I only paid $50 for it, so I'm not out a ton of money. But it's up and running now. I got my SATA RAID 10 going. It's 8 terabytes. So, and I've done backups and everything to it from my main machine, where I keep all my files for my video projects. So it's working, thank goodness. It sure took a long time to get it to a place where I could actually have some use out of it. I haven't totally given up on that. I'm wondering if I put an imaged machine on with the same components, that if that machine will run. But I'll update you guys in the future. I'll let you know how that turns out. If it does, I've got a ton of other projects, as you saw in that flood video. I've got projects coming out my wazoo. So, and I've got a zip drive that I'm going to be putting in one of my machines. I'm going to be playing around with machines here for a bit. So, anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Leave a comment, leave a like. If you have any questions, feel free. I'm always willing to answer questions or help a guy out the best I can.